It is that time of the week once again. Always glad to do segments with our friends from Blush Exotic, 9th Street downtown. And I have to admit, I'm very impressed. I don't know if you guys can see this where I am in studio right now, but we got a bunch of treats in studio this week. Our friends from Blush brought over, remember they have a new sports bar there. They brought over some stuff from their new sports bar. They brought the Blush Burger over. They brought the 9th Street Hilton sandwich with chicken breast. They brought me seared tuna with asparagus, people. They are stepping up their game with this new sports bar in Blush Exotic. Fantastic food. They brought in a new chef from New York. This stuff is fantastic. Now, those are the treats that they brought in for me to eat now. But they've also brought in a treat for me to see and also for you to see. She's been here all week. She's actually up for an award as Twisty's Treat of the Year. She's a finalist for it. Abigail Mac is here.
Hey, what's up? How's
She's
it
a
going?
treat all in and of herself. So we'll focus more on this treat first. Abigail, now how long have you been in Pittsburgh this week?
Today's day 2 in Pittsburgh. So I got in yesterday, like afternoon-ish, evening-ish, yeah. And then I kind of just chilled out and then right to the club. So, yeah.
What is your impression of the club? Now, I saw this fantastic food they brought in, and I'm looking forward to getting into that later. But you've gotten a chance now to see the new and improved and completely just redone and brand spanking new Blush Exotic. What's your impressions of it so far?
It's so nice. I love how the stage is set up so that people can come up to you. There's 2 poles. There's a lot of room to work with. I really like that. There's also 2 floors, so you can be up on the 2nd floor and looking down on the girls too. So everything's so beautiful. The people are super, super nice, super accommodating, and so they're just treating me so well. So I couldn't be happier there.
Now let's go back to this nomination. You're a finalist for Twisty's Treat of the Year. Seems like you're pretty proud of that. Break that down for us.
Yeah, well, every month Twisty's has a Treat of the Month. And just to be Treat of the Month is a really, really big deal in the adult industry. You get to work with the best photographers, in the most beautiful locations. It's just like, it makes you feel proud. Like it's something that you really work up to. And so they asked me to be Treat of the Month last year. And so now I'm in the running to be Treat of the Year. And I'm one of the choices, and I've been getting a lot of feedback on that and a lot of voting, so fingers crossed that I get it because it's something that I've wanted for a really long time.
Now, which month were you Treat of the Month?
November, October, September. September 2014.
September's not a bad month to begin with, and now she's the Treat of the Month for September. That makes September better. We need to hurry up and get September back around so we can do this all over again, right?
Yeah, well, next September it'll be a different girl because every month is a different girl.
They're not bringing you back again for Treat of the Month?
No, you can only be Treat of the Month once. But I mean, I've worked for Twisty so many times. They're amazing.
Stupid rules get in the way, don't they?
Oh, but some of those girls that are Treat of the Month, I'm like, damn, these girls are fine. They pick the most beautiful girls. They really do.
You say that, and you're one of them. So what does that say about you?
Thank you.
And to think, you still have the rest of the week to see this treat in person at Blush Exotic downtown on 9th Street. Come check her out.
Yeah, every night 2 shows.
You get to see her twice?
Yeah,
you can't
2
turn
shows
that
every
down.
night.
You can't turn that down. Now, you talked about some of the people you get to work with as far as Twisties are concerned. Now, you've been doing some other projects recently. You got to work with Brazzers, and kind of break that down for us.
Yeah, well, I've worked with Brazzers in the past. I've been in the industry now for about 2.5 years, a little over 2 years. And I've done Girl Girl. I was a Girl Girl only performer for over 2 years in the industry.
Okay.
I recently just transferred, and now I'm doing Boy Girl scenes. I did it with Digital Playground. I did my first 5 Boy Girl scenes with them, and then Brazzers just brought me on, and I did my first big production Boy Girl scene with them last week. So that should be coming out within the month, and it was huge. I got to work with Brett Brando, who's one of my favorite directors. He treats me so good, and I've known him for such a long time. Scotty, the photographer, just made me look amazing. There was a girl on the side oiling me and spritzing me with water the whole time.
Was their job that hard to make you look amazing? Be honest.
I was in Las Vegas. It was like about 100 degrees. So standing in the sun all day, you feel like you're going to fall over.
I would have been half a puddle. So yeah, I think you're right.
I'm a sweater too. So I'm like dripping the whole time. Like, just make me look like I'm not sweating on my lip and my hair is not sticking to the side of my face. Like, make me look like a pretty person. But I mean, I saw the pictures. It looked so dope. And I got to work with Johnny Sins, who I wanted to work with for such a long time. Amazing performer, such a gentleman. So the sex was off the hook. Like the sex was crazy. So I'm super excited for people to see it.
Now, I have to ask you this question because we've had girls that have come in that have been strictly girl performers, and the girls that have been, girl boy performers. They've done both.
Yeah.
And they usually have the reasons as to why they do one or prefer one over the other.
Uh-huh.
Why the change after 2 years?
Okay, well, when I first got in, I wanted to start it slow. A lot of girls get in the adult industry and they go in and do everything, which is fine because I like everything too. But not everybody, but a lot of people get in 6 months later, they're gone. I don't want to be in this industry for 6 months. I want to be in for as long as possible, because I really love what I do. So spanning just girl out for 2 years, and now I can move into doing just boy girl. And then maybe go, in a year, do something else like anal or whatever, boy girl, doing more things. So there's so many things you can do, and if you kind of just do it slow, in my opinion, this isn't everybody's opinion, I can make my career longer.
Diversify.
Exactly.
Make yourself more well-rounded and more...
Yeah. And I think if you kind of become like a little bit of a novelty, like, oh, she only does girl, now we want to see her do boy girl, and then people demand you more, and then you start to be able to work for bigger companies and, just cooler scenes and stuff like that. So I just want to kind of be like a novelty in the industry. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be a good business person.
Novelty sounds like it's code for someone who makes a lot of money for doing a lot of things. Does that work?
I want to make a lot of money, yeah, and doing industry work, and then coming here and doing dancing on my website, being able to talk to my fans via Twitter, via text messages on the phone, and anywhere I can pick up a little bit of money is always good, because you can't retire just doing one thing.
No.
You have to do multiple things.
Now, you mentioned being in demand doing different things as far as your video work. Mm-hmm. Now, clearly you're in demand as a dancer, too. If you're here at Blush Exotic for almost a whole week, performing here twice a night, by the way. Twice a night, rest of the week, come down and check her out. But being in demand as a dancer, obviously, you're doing a lot of that, too. So I got to ask you, what is it about your show that makes you so in demand? What are we going to get a glimpse of when we come down and see you down in Blush Exotic?
Well, to tell you this is my first time dancing. So this is my first, and people don't know that.
Really got to check it out.
I know, so I'm a newbie.
I'm a big time debut?
My big time debut, for sure. And people are like, oh my gosh, you're such a good dancer. Where'd you learn how to dance? I'm like, I've never learned how to dance. I'm just going up there and being weird. Like, for me, like, yes, I'm trying to be sexy, but for me, like, I have a lot of personality. So I like to get up there. I like to talk to people. I like to try to be sexy. And then I'm laughing most of the time because I'm having a good time.
You have to laugh or you'll go insane, right?
Exactly. I'm like, oh yeah, look at my butthole. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, right?
That would make me laugh instantly.
Like, yeah, look, like it's just right there in your face. So it's just all about having a good time, and then I get to connect with people. Like someone last night, they're like, "Oh my gosh, we used to webcam together 2 years ago when I was just a webcam girl, and I know you from this time. We used to do like Skype shows and this and that." I'm like, "Holy shit, yeah, I remember." And I get to meet people that I've known like via the internet. And now live in person. So being able to connect with fans is like what's really important to me.
Now, you talked about being a novelty, and you mentioned doing webcam shows. There are more and more girls popping up, like the Kendra Lusts of the world, that started as webcam girls.
Yep.
And now they explode into the industry, and they just take off like wildfire. Has that kind of been the same thing for you?
Yeah, I started as a webcam girl for sure. Before I was even in the adult industry, I webcam by myself and with a girlfriend of mine. And then doing that, you kind of... like, people get on your cam shows and be like, hey, you should come do a photo shoot, or you should come work for this company. And I took that and I did one shoot in California because I was not living in California at the time. I'm like, this is it. Like, I got to do this. This is just too much fun. Yeah. I mean, you go on set and they're like, do you need anything? Can we get you anything? They're doing your hair. They're doing your makeup. They're just so nice. And it's like, who doesn't want to do that? It's awesome.
I won't lie. You had me at laughing and weird.
Laughing and weird.
You had me at laughing and weird.
Yeah.
But she has so much more to offer. And there's so much to offer at Blush Exotic 9th Street downtown.
Yes.
Plenty of treats to eat. Plenty of treats of the year to come see. Abigail Mac's in town. You can't turn that down. Abigail Mac in the house. Josh Taylor, Trib Live Radio.